I always forget that step. Evening, fellas. Yeah, I hear there's a solution through FSUIPC, but I am hoping that one of these system updates they'll just make that a thing. But yeah. Oh well. All right, you guys, welcome. Great to see you. I think I'm going to go ahead and get things fired up here. Welcome to Burbank. Happy Tuesday. We're going to be doing some historic flights here tonight. 2 legs of the 1931 Bendix Air Race, which was one of the, well, it was the first big air race in the U.S. way back in that golden era of flight simulation. I'm not 100% sure that the 247d flew in that race, to be honest with you. But it's a period appropriate airplane, and we happen to have airports that also, for the most part, fit the race. And so yeah, we're gonna try it out. I guess my partiality to stomach Robbles, I guess I like having 3 quadrants, collective, flight stick, yoke, pedals. Yeah, yep. Autocorrect wins again. Okay. Yeah, man. So anyway, we're gonna excuse me, we're gonna fly from Burbank to from Burbank to San Bernardino, and then San Bernardino to Phoenix. That was the first 2 legs of this 1931 Bendix Air Race. And you can see this first leg here, pretty short, 56 nautical miles. We're going to pretty much just try to stay south. There's a pretty good mountain range here. And just fly direct with pretty much all these. The route from San Bernardino to Phoenix is a bit longer, 264. And we'll have to do some zigging and some zagging here, but we're offline. We're off the network. We're not doing any ATC. Again, part of the beauty of this flight is the fact that we're able to do it without ATC, because there honestly just was not that much in the early 30s. Good fixins here. There weren't air traffic controllers. There wasn't a lot of radio navigation, and I do know that we've got this thing here, but we're not going to be using it. And you're welcome, because back in the air race days, at least the early on air race days, they did everything visually. They stayed low. They followed rivers and roads, and it was true IFR stuff. So no ATC, no radio navigation at all, none of that stuff. We're just going to try to see if we can make our way from point A to point B, and that's going to be the least of our problems, because as you guys know, this plane here is a little cranky. She's a little fussy. I've done some prep work. I've got fuel loaded. I've got oil loaded. I've got the ladders on the engines. I have no passengers. It's just you and me. We're going to fly this baby by ourselves here. And if you've never flown this plane, you're going to learn quickly how important oil is. And fussy plane for fussy pants. That's right. I have SAE 30 in there because our current weather right now here at Burbank, according to the Metar TAF, is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're well within this range, and we're not going to climb up high enough to get below 20. And so we should be able to manage the engines well with this thickness of this viscosity of engine oil. So that's what we're going to go with. That doesn't mean anything, as anyone who's flown this knows. It may still just not want to fly, and so not want to start, not want to stay running. But it's a kick in the butt when it does work. So we're going to work through this thing and see how far we can get. Hey, all right, Panagon is here. Rob, and did I miss anybody else? We got Smitty. Welcome, Smitty. Steve PHL is here as well. Panagon and Good Fixins, guys. And anybody else, if you're lurking in the background, hello, welcome. So, all right, we've got payload, weight, and balance set, engine oil, and fuel checked and set. Ladders are in place. Flight plan, we're not doing the flight plan. We are going to lazy pilot set the altimeter. We set that over here. We're just going to do the B key. And then we're going to check our directional gyros. So the whiskey compass is saying that we're looking at about 260 or so. So let's get that guy to match up as best we can. We'll be using that quite a bit. And that looks okay, about right there. You know how it is. It's all roughly where it needs to be. Transponder we will not need. We're going to put the parking brake on. I have manually pushed this back. We got a ground crew and we just pushed her back a little bit. So we're ready to go there. We're going to have our engine temp guide on the left-hand side. We're going to check our fuel here. Oh, maybe zoom out. There we go. We should have full tanks. Pull the plunger out and that should settle somewhere around the full. Yeah, pretty close. This guy here, same thing. Good. That's the mains and the aux tanks. We should see something similar. I have everything completely topped up. I'm going to do that when we land also because this thing goes through oil like nobody's business. All right, that looks good. We will, let's make sure the cowls are open. They are open, and we're going to keep the oil shutters closed initially just to try to get some heat going. We'll see, I guess, if that works or not. And by the way, we need to pay attention to the time, okay? Because the time to beat is 9 hours and 10 minutes. So we're going to try to keep track of the time. We're going to try to see how close we can get to 9 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm not holding my breath, but I'd be happy if we flew for 9 hours and 10 minutes, to be honest with you. We'll fly for probably about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes today on this these first two legs. All right. We need to get the tanks open here. We'll start on the left. We'll put those to both, and we want to build some pressure here. Get it kind of up to the top. All right, beautiful. And then we're going to start the left-hand engine first. Main valve is coming on. I'm going to go ahead and pull that guy out. And we're going to give it about 5 pumps of primer. It's only supposed to take 3 when it's warm. And you're supposed to go up to 6 when it's cold. 5 has always worked for me. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this works. And now let's get the master ignition on. We will get the magnetos on. We will get the mixture full forward, propeller levers full forward, and crack the throttles. Well, more than that, we opened those throttles up quite a ways for this baby. And we got to really give her to get this thing going. All right, I need to grab the clipboard again because I need to kind of get the flywheel going. We're going to wind that flywheel. I need to get my pressure back up as well, so we'll pump that guy up a little bit here. It takes a second. I don't know how well you can see it, but you can hear it and see it down there. This will turn green when it's got enough RPMs, but I like to let it go till about 20%. There's 10, 11, 12, keeping the fuel pressure up. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We'll mesh it. There she goes. She is alive. And then we go immediately down here and we make sure everything is as it should be. I'm going to give it a little throttle to get the RPMs up. Nice and gentle. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Good. Oil temperatures, we want those oil temperatures to rise. Yep, they're somewhere close to 100 if we could. Oil pressure looks good at this point in time. All right, awesome. That's a very good start. Number 2, thank you very much. Let's flip this over now to the right engine, and we can also look at our cylinder head temps. Yep, they're a little cool right now, but that's to be expected. All right, let's give it some. Let's get a little fuel pressure here. Let's give it 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Clipboard. Let's mesh the flywheel up. Takes a second for him to kind of get it out there. You can see it here in just a minute. It'll kind of appear right there. There we go. You'll start to wind it. Our job is to keep that fuel pressure up while that happens. Somewhere up there around the top. 11, 12, 13. We're getting close. It's green, but we're only at 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Mesh it. And there we go. Awesome. Coming in here. Pressures are good. Temperatures are good. RPMs we're going to bring up just a bit. And we're just going to let everything warm up here. Take it nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay. That's good. I think we need to actually go back to get the chocks off of there. Chocks are getting removed. Perfect. Okay. Very nice. That was nice. Battery can come on here. We need the battery for a couple different things. We need the battery for all of our lights. And we also need the battery to raise and lower the gear. So we'll turn these guys on here. We'll leave the cabin lights off for now and the dome light as well. And we'll turn the pitot heat on when we get a little closer to takeoff. Hey, you guys are good luck because that doesn't always start that easily. Edmund, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. No. For a second there, I thought I was doing the whole thing. No. Not like I think it's going to probably take me, Fixie, it's going to take me close to 20 hours probably to do the whole thing, if I'm being honest. So we're going to do it just a little bit here and there every month or so. I mean, every month I think we'll do a leg or two, and depending on the length of it. So there are, I have 16 legs mapped out here, guys. So today we're doing leg 1 and leg 2, Burbank to Phoenix. So you know it's going to be, even if I did 2 per, it's going to be 8 months worth of flying. So it should be lots of flying and lots of good fun. And like I say, hopefully we'll get a feel for this bird. I do think I'm getting a little bit of a hang of it. And yeah, it's hopefully it'll be something that becomes a little bit more realistic and reliable for us as we go. I had a heck of a time with it early on. Edmund, this is the Boeing 247d from Wing 42. Getting a fair amount of smoke already out of the engine there. But all my temperatures and everything looks really good right now. And, you know, we're just going to take it nice and easy here. Guys, I think we're going to be in very good shape here. Make sure my camera views are working. right there, don't I? Yeah, maybe even a little bit more. Okay, that'll be good. All right. Yeah, does it fly a lot like a DC? Um, in some ways, I guess maybe kinda. I mean, it has it's big and lumbering and it glides, so it's a little like a DC-3 in that regard. The DC-3 is way more nimble. It you know, it probably feels a little bit more in some regards, like handling wise, it feels a little bit more like a DC-6, but it has kind of slow speed characteristics like a DC-3. I mean, I think it rotates at about between 70 and 80. Is this the race that Doolittle won? Well, Smitty, that's actually part of the trivia here. But yes, James Doolittle was the initial winner of this first ever Bendix air race. You are correct, sir. It's a name that might sound familiar to you guys, you World War II guys. It is the very same James Doolittle that led the raid on Tokyo. Just Googled it. Yeah, there's actually a lot of really good information out there on this race. It's an amazing endeavor. I mean, just put it bluntly, it was really like I say, the golden age of aviation in so many ways. You know, it's the Amelia Earhart era. Air travel is just becoming sort of more widely accepted, and it's getting a little safer. Although these air races certainly pushed really everybody to the limit, aircraft and pilots and ground crew. But yeah, Lindbergh, yep, that same era, right? That just like all those pioneers of aviation that everybody knows so much about. And you know, they had two things in common. They loved to fly, and almost all of them died flying. You know, they had to do one more thing to outdo the next person. You know, they had to do the next transatlantic crossing, or they had to do the next, you know, go the fastest or go the highest or whatever. And anyway, almost all of them perished while flying. Which you got to go. I guess you got to go, right? Do something that you love doing. All right, we're going to come down here, and we are going to just do a little quick abbreviated run-up. There's something on this run-up that I am supposed to do that I don't do because it has caused me problems in the past. I'll kind of explain that to you here, but I'm not going to perform it. But the first thing I am going to do here is going to get this run-up going here. We need to, let me find I can turn the valves, the starter or the primer valve and the engine valves off here. I'm gonna come over here and check my temps. Okay, oil temps are coming up nicely, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and open these shutters about halfway to start. That's the key to keeping these engine temps where you want them. I like them between 60 and 100 if I can. You have to keep them below 160. If they get over 160, you're toast. You just start toast. You lose all oil pressure, and you're out of luck. You need to keep your oil pressure really. You need to keep it above 60, or else you get into a heap of trouble. All right, we're gonna go ahead now and let's just bring the RPMs up to 1500. Again, nice and gentle. You don't do anything fast in this plane. Nothing fast. Okay. That looks good. Bringing the prop lever back on number 1. Okay. Prop lever back on number 2. I don't know how well that's modeled just yet. Here's the test that I'm supposed to also do, the feathering test. If you just pull these out, what it'll do is it'll feather the props for you for about 15 seconds, and then it'll put them back in pitch. I've done that, and it's been successful a few different times, but I've also done that and had it cause me all kinds of issues. And so I leave it alone unless I need to feather due to an engine failure. The other thing that I don't think is modeled yet is I don't think the mag checks are modeled. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave those on. Mainly, I'm looking also for the make sure I'm not spiking in my power here. You can pop fuses, and the breaker box is down here, and you do have to, you know, sometimes you have to fix some breakers. I have had to do that. I've had to hand pump the gear down and up before. So those are all things that happen, but everything really looks to be working pretty nicely right there. So we'll bring the power back. Back then, everybody thought it was cool to know someone that flew. Yeah. All right, everything's coming back. Again, no flaps in this baby. We just kind of get rocking and rolling. There's the trim wheel. I like to kind of have it set straight up and down for takeoff, and then we adjust from there. All right, I think we're ready to go. Departure briefing. We've got a nice long runway here. This is a 6,800 foot runway. We are departing. It's runway 15, and we're going to make a left-hand downwind departure back to the a left-hand crosswind departure back to the east. We're going to try to head out of here at about a 084 heading, but the terrain is going to dictate a little bit of where we go here initially. So we just want to stay south of the ridge line here is my thought. Again, just kind of get my camera angles here set. We're about ready to go. It's a differential braking steering aircraft. However, you do have enough airflow over the rudder, and the wheel does kind of turn a little bit, but it doesn't do much for you, honestly. So you use the differential braking more than anything. All right, we're gonna get lined up, and then we're gonna start the clock here. And again, we're gonna see just how long does it take us to fly this route. Come to a stop. I am showing a time of 6:26. Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that here. All right, here we go. Plane has no passengers, so it's possible that just running the engine up could pick the tail up. Sometimes it'll do that for you. Nope, it's not going to. I don't have the go-around cams turned on. I'm sorry about that, guys. I feel like my camera view is really weird. Okay, there's airspeed. 70 knots. She's getting a little bit light, and she's ready to fly. Up we go. Gears coming up. Awesome. And we're going to make this left-hand turn. We do have some terrain that we do need to keep in mind here, be aware of. Oops, I went a little too far, guys. I really wanted to kind of go around that southern edge of that mountain range there, guys. I'm a little too far. We're going to trim out a little bit here. And I'm going to pull my power back, my RPMs back, 2100. I don't have an altitude I filed. Again, these guys flew as high or as low as they had to fly, basically to pick up their visual landmarks. We're looking at, for the climb out, we're looking at 32 inches. So let's see how we're doing here. At 32, a little bit low actually. Now these guys, again, we're going to be flying a little bit more for economy and protecting the engines and that kind of stuff. But needless to say, the guys that were flying at the time, they weren't so concerned about that. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my camera view here, but I feel like I'm way too far back. That's a little bit better. Alright, we're good. 2100. Looks good there. Oil temps are looking okay. I could maybe even, yeah, they're doing okay. Doing okay. We're climbing through 3,300. I think about 3.5 would be pretty good. Grumpy Gordo, what's going on, man? And away we go. Again, just a 50-some mile leg, this first one. 56 nautical miles. So yeah, shouldn't take us too long. Maybe, you know, a half an hour or so. We're going to be doing between 160 and 180, you know, miles per hour. So you do the math. It won't take us long. What may take us as much as anything, what might take us time is if we botch our arrival and we end up, you know, way the heck having to take an extra lap because we don't get it slowed down in time. This thing takes a little while to get configured to land. There's no flaps, so you have to kind of just back off the throttle and, you know, really make sure that you get prepared early. Winds right now at San Bernardino are 240 at 10. And so the airport diagram does show runway 24. And it would appear that we need a left-hand pattern to runway 24. Okay, so we're kind of coming in right now on the downwind if we can find it. There's a pretty major highway. I think if we stay on this, that'll help us out as well. Boy, I don't see what the highway number is, but as I look here, I see this. It runs past Pasadena and kind of that direction. Okay, so I've leveled out here just a little over 4,000. My cruise setting now is between 27 and 29, and we want 2,000 RPM. So I'll bring back the power just a bit, kind of to the, yeah, right there, and then 2,000 RPMs or so. Oil temperatures are doing okay. They're between that 40 and 100. I can live with that. And we're more or less a little bit of a southwesterly heading here, southeasterly heading. We're going to be kind of curling around the mountains here. You have this plane hard to fly. Yes, I concur. But so very, very rewarding when you're able to complete a flight. And what a gorgeous area to fly. I mean, holy cow. There's a reason why this place has so many people that live here. It's just gorgeous. That's also why I wouldn't be able to live here. It's just too many people. All right, we're coming up on a little bit of a, I don't know if that's a little bit of a lake or kind of a canal or something here. What am I showing anything on my VFR sectional? Not really. I'm looking at the LA TAC, and I'm not showing much. That could potentially be the Whispering Lakes golf course, I guess. I kind of see where one of the highways kind of ducks down a little bit here, but I think as long as we stay along this is Foothill Boulevard, I think maybe is what this is. I think if we stay along this, we should be in good shape. Creeping up to 4,500. And again, folks, if you're just tuning in, I'm not filed. I don't have a flight plan filed. I'm not worried about necessarily being legal eastbound direction of flight. I'm just flying it like they did in 1931, which is just you know, let's get as high as we need to see the landmarks that we need to find the airport, and we'll worry about the rest of it later on. Okay, again, I'm going to come over here, and you'll see me do this quite a bit, guys. I'm gonna come over here and check my oil temps, and again, they're holding okay right in here. They might be getting a little bit cool. So what I'm going to do here is just nudge these closed a little bit. Again, nothing fast with this plane, just nice and easy. All right, I feel like I should see where this is on my sectional. This little lake area here. Let's see. LAX area. Now I'm kind of running out of map here, I think. Okay. I think I've got a general idea of where we're at. Kind of the Glendora area here. So we're almost already halfway to San Bernardino. And again, my goofy camera view, my interior camera views right now are just killing me. So the way they would do these initial races, you guys, is they would stagger the start, and so everybody would, like, I don't know how, like if they'd start a half an hour apart or 10 minutes apart, I don't remember that, but and then it was just an aggregate time. It wasn't at this point in aviation, they didn't really have aircraft that could fly all the way from the beginning of the race, which is Burbank, to the end of the race, which in this case was Cleveland. They didn't have a plane with that much range, and so they would just fly kind of like the Tour de France. They would just do individual legs. They would keep an aggregate time, and you would you would just add up the times and determine the winner. Lowest time obviously is the winner. But it wasn't long before they were able to, the one thing about these air races is they did push people to, develop planes that were bigger, stronger, faster, basically. And it wasn't long before they did have aircraft that could go all the way from point A to point B. Hey, Eric Fights. Good to see you, Eric. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Just departed Burbank, Eric, and heading to San Bernardino. First leg of this 1931 air race, and we're doing it in the 247d. The winning aircraft was a some kind of a little biplane looking thing. Just looking it up, it's a super solution, which it looks yeah, kind of like a, I don't know. You'll have to look it up. A super solution. The layered LC DW300 or the 500, the Sky Buzzard. And you'll enjoy what it looks like, where the pilot sits and what his view must have been. But it was Jimmy Doolittle that was the winner of that first Bendix air race. All right. Again, I'm looking here. I'm trying to see. This looks like a pretty big bend in the boulevard here. So, where would that be? And we're also turning back a little bit more to that kind of that eastbound heading here. And we're getting close, you guys. I think we're getting really close. So the LA Fly map here does show this little curve in the road. And yeah, I'm almost thinking I need to start to gear down just a little bit here. I think we're getting to within about 15 miles of the airport, so we're going to go ahead and start to slow down. I'm going to just pull back on the throttle a little bit here. We're going to keep our eyes peeled on on everything. We want to really pay attention to oil pressure, oil temperature, I should say, at this point in time. It's doing okay. RPMs could actually come up a little bit here. 2100 I think would be fine. Whoa, hello. Forgot I had that view set up. But yeah, we're getting close. I'm going to just trim it out, and I'm going to try to bleed some airspeed off here. This thing refs out at about 65-ish. And so I like to try to bring it in at about 80 or less if I can. So I don't know how well you can see this, but right now we're doing about 120. So I'm just slowly trying to get that speed off. Ever so easy, and I'm keeping my eyes peeled out here for the airfield. There's a big Target and a big Lowe's apparently in Claremont College. What we're really hoping to see, and I haven't been looking too closely though, is Ontario Airport should be over here. And I think that's Ontario Airport. Yeah, right there. So I know exactly where we are, and yeah, we're easily within 10 miles, so that's good. I need to change that view a little bit, don't I? All right, we're going to enter a left-hand traffic pattern for runway 24. We will do a full shutdown because we have to top the oil, and we may not have to top the fuel off. Although I've only been running on the left-hand side. Oh no, boy! I just turned the fuel off for a second. I got lucky right there, you guys. I got lucky. This race could have been over before it started. The airport is to the north of this. This is the San Bernardino freeway that I'm following. It should be off to the north. I'm thinking maybe that light patch of ground up there might be what we're looking for. Our airspeed's coming down nicely. We're holding altitude just fine. San Bernardino is an elevation of 1,159 feet. So how about 2,100 for our pattern if we could get it? And right now we're currently at just a bit over 4,000. So we could start to descend a little bit here. It's going to hurt our airspeed a little bit, or it's going to keep our airspeed up, but I'm going to pull back some more on the throttle. See, the manifold pressure is down, but our oil temperatures are staying up where they need to be. It's really a limited documentation on the descent procedure and the power procedure. I do know that some of these older engines, they don't respond well if you pull the power back to idle just right away. And so for me, I found the gentle touch is the best approach. I also know there's a few bugs in how the oil temperature and pressure are being displayed as well. So I'm trying to find a happy medium here. The other thing I don't think that works correctly is the cylinder head temperatures, because I'm never able to get mine where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be 200 or more, and I never can get them to there. I mean, and I've tried doing all kinds of stuff, heating these things up, cooling them off, and I just never can get them to where they're supposed to be. So I sort of feel like maybe that's another little glitch in the aircraft. So I tend to just leave the cylinders alone, and usually they are fine. All right, well, that was not the airport. That's like an industrial area, but we got to be getting close, because I see this. I see this little guy. We got to be close, you guys. We got to be close. We have to be close. It's possible. I do see another. I could actually be up. I could be a little farther north than I think I am. Let me just look over here. It is possible that I'm further north, because I'm not seeing anything out here. I should have that airport by now. I'm worried. I'm thinking maybe it's over here. It's a pretty little airport. It's in a good spot. I feel like that might be it right there. Shoot. I can't quite tell. That just might be that might just be the Interstate San Bernardino free. Oh, wait a second. I think we're flying right over it right now. Yes, we are. Oh, shoot. Well, we're not exactly in a left-hand pattern, are we? Let's do. Well, you know what? You probably shouldn't fly over the top of it, of the departure. So let's do this. Let's we're just going to turn it into a right-hand pattern. Again, I'm not sure, when these procedures were developed. We're way high. We're still at 3,500 feet. We should be at 2,100 feet right now. So yeah, we're not doing a very good job. I'm going to go props full forward. I am going to do this. We need to get the Gemma Studio go around cam fired up. Hey guys, and let's see how we do here. So there's our airport over there somewhere. Yeah, we're gonna just fly out here toward the mountains. Get ourselves down. This is, if I was air racing, this would be costing me precious moments, but since I'm not I'm just more interested in getting it down on the ground. I'm loving the fact that my oil temps are staying pretty consistent. My pressures are good. And yeah, the fuel needles are going to do that all night long, so just get used to that. All right, there's almost 3,000. And our speed actually looks pretty good. I'm going to take it out here to... like I see a little road here. I'm going to take it out here. I'm going to turn right base to final. Hopefully I've gotten myself far enough away that I can bring it on home. Oh, the other thing that I have to do is, if I use landing lights, by the way, you don't have enough power to do the landing gear and the landing lights. So if you want to use or need to use the landing lights, you need to make sure that you have the gear down first, and then you turn the lights on. Just a pro tip there that I kind of have learned the hard way. All right, nobody out there, which is no surprise because I'm just flying. Just me and Jimmy Doolittle racing at this point in time. I'm going to come around and roughly use the freeway to line myself up. The runway should be on actually this side of the freeway, so I might need to really get to turning here. Visual. There's the airfield. All right, we're good there. Speed's okay. That was not horrible. We're gonna go gear down. We're at about 90 right now. I'm gonna trim. Add a little bit of power back in. And nothing slows this plane down like the gear. Boy, I tell you what, it's awesome. 4-ton glider. Yeah, it's and it'll glide for you. Oh boy, and I've got something that's okay, that's my gear making that noise. Sometimes that also sounds like the engines when they're about to fail. But as I look at my oil temps and pressures, I'm seeing that we're okay. So I'm holding out all right. I'm still about 90. I could bring the speed down just a bit. I'm trying to trim up a little bit here to bleed some speed. I'm pulling the throttle back. I'm actually not horrible. I'm a little low on the glide. But semi-stable, and it's a pretty nice day here in California, so we're not getting blown all over the place. And it was really nice of whoever built this building to build this building right at the end of the runway here. Some good planning by the city of San Bernardino. Somehow I don't think that's where it is, but you know what? That's okay. Oh, and this runway is closed. Okay, well, there you go. It's a win-win-win. And we carried a lot of speed down here, guys. A lot of speed. We're down. Try to keep her straight if we can. Sit up on my phone books a little bit. Tail's still flying. Tail's still flying. We'll ease it back. Start to apply some brakes. And what's my time? 6:52. Remember that, guys. 6:52. That'll be the first time that we record for the first leg. We used up every foot of runway, didn't we? That's all right. Okay, we got to go find a spot and get some fuel as well as some additional oil. Luckily for us, they have a team at the end of the runway for us to do that. So I don't know. This is an updated, like a flightsim.to scenery here, and it's kind of showing that all this stuff is closed. I wonder if there's wonder if there's a different runway that we're using. Oh, you know what? Don't stop that clock just yet, Fixie. I don't think we're at the right airport. Yeah, I should be seeing buildings over here. I think we're at the wrong airport. Don't stop that clock yet. This did happen in this race, guys. There would be people that would get lost, and yeah, we're not in the right place. I only know that because I've spawned in to San Bernardino, and it does not look like this. So I think we need to go a little further east. Shoot, that was precious time that we lost. All right, well, we're touring the... What would this airport be? I know. I have no idea. There's a little closed airport here, the Flabob Airport. I think we just found the Flabob Airport. All right, yeah. If that's the case, we have about 5 more miles to go. Shoot. All right. Well, we're gonna keep going. Moncas, you thinking maybe? Could be. I think we're just short. I think we're just a little short. Unless we went to... It's possible. I see Redlands Municipal just past San Bernardino. It is possible that we hit that one, but this airport has 2 runways, even though everything's closed. So I don't think we're past it. I'll tell you why I think we are where we are in just a second. Okay, in the meantime, let's get going. How's my trim? Trim's okay. Up, and away we go. Well, temperatures are good. Oops. Yeah, I'll tell you why I think we are where we are here in just a second. B1VR. How's the great gear up? We're going to make a left-hand turnout. Oh, terrain. Pull back on the power just a little bit. When we get on the ground, if I'm able to find San Bernardino, when we get on the ground, I'll tell you what I think I'm seeing here, you guys. I need to look for... There's a canal. There's a little bit of a waterway that I'm needing to look for that I didn't see. This kind of fooled me. This little bit of water right here kind of fooled me, but I don't think... This is not it. The waterway that I'm looking for runs much more kind of toward the northeast, and the San Bernardino Airport sits right along that little waterway. All right. Well, we're not going to go far, and I'm not going to try to get a whole lot of airspeed built up here. Man, it's... struggle is real. Gosh, it could be over there. There's the waterway. I wonder if the airport's over there. Oh boy. There's a little hill there also. Anybody see an airport over there? That's kind of what we're looking for, though, for water. Something like that. And the airport would be tucked in just right along the same sort of orientation here. So I'm not seeing anything there, so I'm thinking that must not be it. Although, for the life of me, I don't know what that... Up here's more water. Alright, Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I think that's it. I think that's it. Should see a little canal or something that kind of runs up next to it here. Yeah, that's... Well, I shouldn't say I know that's it, but that's got to be it. Okay, we're going to pull back. And again, oil temp, just a quick peek. Those look good. How high did I climb? 3,000, not quite 3,000. Good. Let's get down. Let's fly a right. Let's fly a good pattern this time, you guys. What do you say? 2,100 is what I'm looking for. I'd like 80 miles an hour if I could. So let's see if we can get that first. There comes our speed. Yeah, that looks much more like it. That looks more like the add-on scenery that I grabbed. And there's the little canal that runs right next to it. It doesn't have any water in it right now. I could have swore. Maybe I'm thinking of this. At this point in time, I don't know anything. This may not be it. we may be finding Redlands Municipal right here too. Okay, speed's looking pretty good. We're descending at 500 feet a minute. I'm gonna come out here a little wider. As you guys saw on that last approach, our definition of closed pattern is a little different. It's California. They never have water. 0.34, what's going on? Nice to see you, man. Again, I'm just thinking with the layout of this airport here, I really feel like that's got a shot at being our boy. I feel like one of the spawning points was right there by that building. Well, 0.34, I already blew it on the first leg, man. I cost myself like an extra 15 minutes because I landed at the wrong airport. Can you believe it? But beautiful place out here. It is dry up here though. Holy cow, it's much more like arid, more deserty than I realized. Yeah. Now, this whole race is going to be built on my ability to navigate visually without any kind of navigational aids. So there could be quite a few of these wrong turns. That's okay. If it happens, it happens. All right, there's 2,100. Let's level out a little bit here. Let my airspeed come down just a bit more. And we're going to land and we're going to make a right-hand turn and just, again, taxi back. Top the fuel off, top the oil off. And I might take just a short break since the stopwatch does stop. Well, that's true, Edmund. And the other thing that would have been challenging, though, Edmund, is most of these fields back then were grass and gravel. So, like you'd have been trying to look out here for some little mowed down strip. So, yeah, in some ways, it would be easier to find just because there also weren't so many people that lived out here. But in other ways, I don't know, maybe it'd been tougher to find. I do know a couple of the actual proposed airstrips that the original route organizers wanted the people to fly, they vetoed because the ground was too soft for the airplanes that they were flying, and they said, no, it'll damage the gear if we try to land there. So they were able to get a couple of the locations changed. All right, so there's 80. And our 2,200, we're still a little bit high, honestly. But we're probably at a spot where we can, whoa, maybe make our base turn here. We are descending ever so gently. That's why it has Tundra tires. You know, I didn't even think about that, Edmund, but you are right. It has some big old fat Tundra bush tires. Okay, there's our base turn. Things are looking okay. I never do a great job of judging this particular turn to final, but hopefully we can be pretty close because we're going to have to get a lot done here on short final. We have to get leveled off, get gear down, and get the speed right. And I'm a bit high. 3 for 3. Pretty much pro-type approach there. All right. Gear coming down. We're going to be a little long, boys. Yeah. If you pull the throttle back too far, you get that auga. It does not like that. I'm nosing down just a little bit. I don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. All right, there's a 2-4. That's a good sign. And the fact that the runway is not closed is also a good sign. Here comes 80 knots. And we're down. Stay straight here. Fly that tail down nice and easy. Lightly on the brakes. Back pressure. And, okay, welcome to, I think, I am going to actually check, and I'm going to check Navigraph to see this time. I'm going to get it fired up and see. I need a taxiway here. A kingdom for a taxiway. Maybe we'll just back taxi. Oh, there's a taxiway. Okay. Oops, cut the corner a little too sharp there, didn't I? Now there are no buildings here, I don't think, that have any signage. It's just a freeware upgrade where the guys have like fixed the runway, or the taxi lines and the signs and stuff like that. Made sure some of the buildings are, you know, where they're supposed to be. So I don't know if there's anything that can confirm where we are. So I am actually going to look on. You know where we could look? Let's look on Volanta. It'll be a little bit of cheating if we're not in the right spot. Oh, what's the time? I didn't get the time. The time, call that 7:06. .06. All right. This looks like a pretty good spot to pull off. Get everything shut down and topped off. Good warm-up leg, I would say. Okay, brakes are set. And we're gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna bring the mixture back to cut off. Alright, awesome. That looks good. Okay, let's turn off. Oh, you know what? I never did. Turn on the pitot heat. Okay, we'll turn that off. We'll turn the mags off. We don't want anything accidentally triggering anything here. Okay, that looks fine. And let's go down to here and see how we did. Ooh, I got some tough sun here, you guys. All right, yeah, we did okay. We burned off the left main, the right main. We probably have enough fuel to get us to Phoenix, but I'm definitely going to top off the engine oil, and we'll do the make it so. So it's going to install chocks. It's going to open up everything here and open up the cowling and the filler and all that good stuff and get that topped off. 706. All right. Okay, I'm going to write that down. So 626 to 706. All right, good deal. Let me give me 1 second here, you guys. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Already done. And then we'll get ready to go. We'll get ready to go to Phoenix. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah, I didn't know which way to go on that fixie, but I think you might be right. I think you might be right. I didn't know. Need a copy of the latest United Airlines magazine there. Overnight coast to coast, baby. See if I can do this. No, not quite. All right, so let's go back to the checklist here. We are going to go left. Oh, no. First things first. Let's plot out our route here, guys. All right, so that was we were pretty much able just to make a straight shot for this first one, and we still got lost. So this could be interesting. Yep, pretty much straight shot. Just stay south of the mountains, right? Well, this one I'm going to have to do a little bit of maneuvering, and what I thought we could do is this. So there's this. You can kind of see the freeway here. Sort of runs down here past Palm Springs. So we'll take off and kind of head out of here a little bit to the southeast, and with any luck we'll pick up this whatever this highway is, and then I think we should just stay on it here, guys, like kind of over here by this little airport. You know, we should be able to see this big Salton Sea, and we want to turn to the east before we get to that. But look at that, it's Interstate 10. Sucker takes us right into, there's Blythe Airport. Blind, oops, darn it. Screwed that up. Okay, so there's, where was Blythe? There's, Blythe is right here. And then we just, again, it kind of meanders up here a little bit. Oh man, come on, Blythe, you're killing me. I want to plan Blythe. There we go. You know, it goes up, then comes back down. Look at it. It just kind of takes us right into the Phoenix area here. So I think if we could find Interstate 90, yeah, we got half a chance at finding Phoenix Sky Harbor. The problem with Phoenix Sky Harbor, the area here again, is there's lots of little airports. And so we are going to be looking for, you know, the one with looks like three runways, right? And winds right now are 330 at 4, so probably again favoring a westbound approach. But if it's only 4 knots, we could land straight in. Maybe that's make up for a little bit of time. Right, you guys, yeah. We gotta beat old Jimmy Doolittle to the punch. Okay, back to engine start master. Actually, the first thing we need to do is get some. We're gonna get that on. We're gonna get the fuel. We're gonna go ahead and work off of the right tank again here. And let's get a little bit of fuel pressure built up. Let's do a couple shots of primer. I'm going to try 3 since the engine's warm. Maybe this time it won't need quite so much. Okay, turn that on. Mag's coming on. The everything's set up here. It's hard to see. Goodness sakes. I could have parked in a little better spot. Wind up flywheel. Okay. Oh gosh. I may have screwed it up already. I'm listening. 17, 18, 19. This will be a miracle. Oh, she loves me. She loves me. Temps pressures. Ease the throttle up ever so gently over 1,000. Haha, that calls for a drink. Cherry pomegranate Kool-Aid tonight. Ho ho ho. Sweet sassy molassy. Okay, ladder. All right. Come over there. Let's start you up. We're gonna get you hooked up. I'm going to. Goodness gracious. Switch the engine to the right-hand side. 3 pumps of primer. Pumps of primer. Clipboard. Clipboard, oh clipboard. Wherefore art thou, click spot? There we go. Wind it up. Can't hear this one. 11, 12, 13. Oh, I can't see it either. 22. Okay, mesh. Almost wore that guy's arm out. Okay, all of these things look happy. Ease the throttle forward. Oh, we were going to look at Volante. Let's just make sure we are where we're supposed to be. Welcome to Bob Hope. And no, there was a Bob Hope. Here I am flying around. Flying. Here I am landing at the wrong spot. Yeah, this isn't even listed anymore. Nice landing though, 93 feet per minute. 71 knots. There we go. San Bernardino. That was a little clunkier, but still below 1G, so I'll take that. Alright. Yep. That was not good. That was the one I was worried that we hit right there. That's Redlands Municipal. I'm like, because if we hit that and I went and searched for it here, the next airport I found might have been Phoenix for all I know. Alright. We shouldn't need as much warm-up time this time because we're good as far as we've been running. So I'm going to put you away and let's get to it here. All right. Did I land at Flabob? It must have been Flabob. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, here's why I thought we were at Flabob. So the two things. Number one is this is mentioned as closed. When I right-click that sucker, that's what I see is Flabob. And but then the other thing was I did not see the this little canal thing running right next to it. So yeah, I think we landed at Flabob. So that's a little bonus for you there, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, departure procedure. We're going to be making a left-hand crosswind departure. Actually, more like a downwind departure. We're heading on about a 100 to 102. Must have got some chocks put in there. Yep, I did. Chalky chocks are put in there. Now we're rolling. Some streamers, yeah, make you pay for it. Yeah, that's right. You know, I should charge for the extra landings. I don't know if I have I'm pretty sure I probably could connect right there, but I'm gonna just come out here. I think the landing at Flabob cost me about 10 viewers though. Oh, I should have went down a little further. Yeah, I'm kind of at the end of my runway here, but that's okay. I think we don't need the whole runway. I believe I got to get my chair fixed up here. There we go. That's better. Turning. All right, let's make a note of the time. What did that first one cost me? How many minutes did that cost me? Good fixins that missed approach there. 7:21 is what I'm going to say for this second one here. 7:21. All right, we're out of here. That had to cost me at least 15 minutes, right? All right, manifold pressure coming up. Release the brakes. My view is weird as always. It's been tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stay on the right-hand side of the runway, I guess, also. There's airspeed. 70, 80. And rotates. I think you could rotate this baby at about 70 to 75, but I kind of always end up at about 80. Gear coming up. Uh-oh. I do not have gear coming up. Oh, I know why. Battery. There we go. That's more like it. That helps the old airspeed. And turn on my instrument lights and my pitot heat this time. That might help a little bit. Okay, let's bring it back. 32 and 21 on the RPMs. Taking a quick look at our oil temps. They look really good. And we can start to make that left-hand turn looking for, Sky Vector says about 102. 102. Main thing we're looking for is Interstate 10. There's, did I not get my... I'm definitely not going due north right now. I must not have got my wet compasses get all screwed up that fast. Seriously? Yes, they did, didn't they? Interesting. Okay, let's make that adjustment. That's awkward. Heading about 150 right now, so I need to keep it coming a little bit here. More like about 130 now. Close enough. We'll get it going. All right. Ooh, that might be our Interstate 10 cutting right through the old hills right there. Let's see. Whoa, hello. I meant to trim. I didn't mean to zoom. Yeah, look at that. That looks very interstate-ish, doesn't it? Let's follow that guy out of here and see. Having a hard time seeing what this guy's seeing. Oh, that's about 110. Yeah. All right, so I need to adjust this a little bit more here. Just about right there. Yeah, that's pretty darn close to where I want to be. Trim, trim, trim. I think, what are we? Almost 4,000. That's probably enough for now. Although I do need to climb Phoenix. Sky Harbor is actually up there a little ways, if I'm not mistaken. It's, what is it? Anybody know? Phoenix Sky Harbor? Sky Harbor? It's up there a ways. Yeah, it's about the same, I guess. 1,100 feet. Okay, out we go. We'll know we're on the right track if we run into that big body of water, that Salton Sea, which shouldn't be that hard to miss. The first thing we're looking for, though, is we're looking for the Palm Springs Airport. Okay, I've gained enough altitude. Let's get some airspeed going on this bad boy. My oil temps doing. Oil temps look great. Pressures look great. Manifold pressure. Actually, I'm in pretty good shape right here for cruise as well. So I'm just going to roll with it. Hey, how about that? Boom. Let's turn off the Gemma Studio go-around cam just for now. And let's enjoy the sights and sounds here of California. Skull, my friends. I don't think I have any other views set up. No, that's it. Sorry, that's all you get. Susie. Kevin, good evening, sir. And don't count me out just yet. I may very well set this thing on fire. We passed Palm Springs already, maybe? Is that Palm Springs Airport over there? I'm leaving a little bit of oil. Lots of ignitable things going on here. So Kevin, we already got lost once, if that makes you feel any better. I landed at a closed airport. I'm going to tell everybody, though, that they closed it, especially for me. I'm not going to say it was a mistake. You guys are sworn to secrecy. That's right, Kevin. That's what they say about the DC-6, right? If your oil pans aren't full, when after you've sadder for the night, it means you need to add oil to the engines. All right, I think we found our highway here, guys. Interstate 10. And I bet we haven't gone past Palm Springs yet because it's about a 40-mile hippity hop. I thought I maybe just saw a little airport beacon out there. Anybody ever been to this place in real life? This looks really looks neat. I bet it's hot. Why do I have a feeling it's hot? It's kind of SoCal and like it looks dry and just looks a little hot. I don't know. Kevin, hope you're doing well. How was your Tuesday, buddy? Temps are hanging in there. There may be a little low, but not bad. Let's just close the shutters just a little bit more. I don't know. Like for me, I have a harder time cooling the oil off than I do warming it up. Brett, what about you? What do you find harder or easier? I know you fly this thing a lot. Harder to cool off or harder to warm up the oil? Yeah, hard to keep it warm. Yeah. So this would be the hard part for me, being the Wyoming guy. Like, I would not want to live in that little tiny neighborhood. It just seems really close together. I don't know. Every one of those houses probably cost $1 million too. It's right next to a little golf course. Yeah. Ooh, okay, I got a little bit of a decision to make here, guys. Do I need to keep... I think I might need to turn here. Because I think I'm actually... Yeah, I think this is the Palm Springs area. Alright, so I'm looking at my... Oh, yeah, I guess I don't see that interstate. I don't see it heading... that way. No, I don't see it heading that way, so I'm going to just stay on it here for now. You think you tend to open the oil flaps a little too much? Yeah. Like, where I struggle is, like, I really struggle up in Alaska, because on the ground it'll be 40, but then up, you know, at 3,000 feet it'll be -10, and so like you're in between oils that you should use, and I haven't quite got that reliably organized yet. So it'll be interesting as we get a little closer to Cleveland. Although for the most part it should be fairly warm all the way through up, all the way up there. This has got to be Palm Springs. I don't know that we saw the airport, though. We've got another neighborhood getting ready to be built. I guess I got to give them credit. It's at least not all, you know, rows and columns. Talking to you, Salt Lake City. I think Palm Springs has a one of the neater payware airports. Oh, this could be it right here. Is that it, you think? Yeah. I don't have it, but I think this is one of the neater payware airports. Or, well, come to think of it, I don't know that I've looked for it in Microsoft Flight Sim yet, but just the area itself, it's just kind of neat. All right, guys. I tell you what, knock on wood, everything is playing nicely. We're up here at 5,500, so I don't know that we need to go any higher. In fact, I'm going to try to trim it down so we don't go any higher. I'm happy with temps, pressures, and airspeed is, you know, maybe a little on the low side, but again, we're not exactly pushing it. We could be running closer to 30 to 32 here, so I'll open it up just a little bit. I think we're looking at just over an hour for this flight, and we're going to try to make up for lost time by landing straight in eastbound at Phoenix. If you're just tuning in, by the way, first of all, welcome. Happy Tuesday. This is the historic 1931 Bendix air race course, the route, I guess I should say. And we are flying the first two legs of a 16-leg air race. We flew from Burbank to San Bernardino, and we're now flying from San Bernardino to Phoenix Sky Harbor in a period-specific airplane. I don't know. I can't guarantee that the 247d flew in this, you know, in this particular race, but I do know that planes similar to this did fly in these 1930s air races. We're doing it purely with the visual navigation. We're not, we don't have any flight plans filed. We're not on the network. We're not talking to ATC. We don't, VORs really were not a thing in 1931. I think they first started being more widely used more towards the mid-30s. Same with non-directional beacons. There was a bit of radio navigation that involved Morse code. That's this guy right here, but that actually didn't even start to be regularly used until a little bit more toward the late 30s and early 40s. So we're not using any of that, I guess is what I'm saying. We're just trying to fly just like the pilots did back then. And we've already been lost once, so on our first leg, which was only less than 60 miles. So who knows if we're going to make it all the way up to Cleveland. But we're going to be doing this just, if you've never seen an episode of Historic Flights, this is kind of what we do. We just pick a little, pick a plane and pick a route, and once a month or so we fly a leg or two and have some fun, kind of hang out, chill out in the middle of the week. And this plane, of course, comes with its own set of challenges. This is the Wing 42 Boeing 247. I've got the old school Boeing, sorry, the United Airlines livery, sorry. And it offers quite a challenge as far as monitoring and keeping the engines happy. And it centers around this idea of oil temperature being very, very, very important. And right now, those are happy numbers. We're happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the, what am I on now? The aux. So I've burned off the left for a while, I burned off the right for a while, and I'm going to burn off the aux tanks. I think I maybe see, I see some water, possibly. Yeah, maybe not. That might just be more mountains. We're looking for the Salton Sea. We're going to hang a left at the Salton Sea. Well, we're going to hang a left before we get to the Salton Sea. We're following... Where'd it go? Yeah, one of these roads here. This is Interstate 10, and that's going to take us all the way to Phoenix. Kind of goes down here, and then it hangs a little bit of a left, probably around the southern tip of these mountains here. And yeah, that'll be an accomplishment if we make it that far. That'll be the farthest I've really ever flown this plane without having some significant issues. uh, oh Lord, yeah, right. I mean, so it's these plungers. So in the aux, we should still be pretty full because we haven't burned any off the aux yet. So there's the aux, and then the main gauges. We should have a little bit off of that one. Yeah, yeah. So the right hand, yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. Oh, we got a little airport over here. I wonder what this one is. This would be potentially kind of lined up with the interstate here. I would say that this is the Bermuda Dunes Airport. I would guess a single runway alignment there. Yeah, very cool. Bermuda Dunes. Beautiful little spot here in these areas there. I love how the fuel pressure, it just kind of is like, yeah, we're good. No, we're not good. Yeah, we're good. No, we're not good. Yeah, we're good. No, we're not good. Sometimes I think it's best if you don't pay attention to some of that stuff, right? Oh, she's a unique girl. There's no doubt about it. And I do hope that the guy puts an update out. I do think that there's a reported bug, I think, with the oil temperature and pressure. Something about it. Somebody said that it registered it backwards or something. I don't know about that, but all I know is it was really tricky to learn how to manage it, and I don't know that I'm managing it correctly. But I've been able to just like simplification of oil shutters, opening, closing them, keeping the temperatures kind of between where they're at right now. They're a little on the low side for me, to be honest with you. It wouldn't kill me to. I'm just going to go full closed here. But yeah, that's what I've tried to do, and it's given me the most success. It's no 100% guarantee, but and then here's the other thing that I don't know that this is necessarily like that. This is the number 1 and number 4. Yeah, so I don't think that's. I don't know. I think those temperatures are okay as well, but and maybe everything is working exactly right, and it's just me mishandling things. That is probably at least 50-50 in terms of the issue, but I do seem to recall that the developer did say, "Oh yeah, that's not working like it is supposed to," and so I hope they're able to get that fixed up, because it really is a fun plane. It's very unique. And at first I sort of didn't like the fact that it's really not meant to be flown on VATSIM. It really isn't. I mean, you can cheat, put a transponder code in here. It has a little has a spot where you can put a transponder code in right there, and you could squawk it whatever you want, but it really didn't have a transponder. So it's not really meant to be flown on the network. And then it has this it does have this radio thing that you can tune in. Right now I'm on 118.5 or something, but again, that's sort of like retrofit to make it work for VATSIM. It's not really meant to. So at first I'm like, I don't know if I like that, but now once I found this Bendix air race, I'm like, okay, I found something I can use the plane for in a semi-realistic manner. And as long as you guys don't mind it just being me chit-chatting, because that's essentially all it is, which it's not the most exciting thing in the world. But yeah, I mean, that's what we're going to do. And that's why we'll only do it once a month, because there's only, let's face it, only so much of me you can take. Alright, so I did drop down here. I'm kind of nosing down a little bit. 4,500 looks pretty good. My airspeed's coming up. And I think we're looking good. And this is indeed the Salton Sea. And so I really want to take a... Like, I'm looking for... Hoping that the interstate, I think maybe right here. Looks like maybe. But maybe not. Maybe it's going to go down a little bit further. I don't know. At some point in time, it's going to turn eastbound. And we're going to follow that. All right. So, yeah, James Doolittle. Burbank to Cleveland, 9 hours, 10 minutes. And here was the plane. Look at that sucker. How about that view? Like that, there is no view. Like you're not seeing, you're looking out the side the whole time. So, but that sucker, man, I bet it went. That's pretty cool. The layered super solution. But yeah, so this is kind of what we're doing. And you know, there was things like the Wendell Model 44, and that won it a couple different times. Here's the Howard DGA-6 Mr. Mulligan. It was that white, simple plain white airplane that everybody fell in love with. That ended up crashing as well. Then Louise Thaden and Blanche Noyes won it in the Stagger Wing. That one you can buy. That's a Carinado product. Then it was the Seversky P-35, kind of a precursor to some of the more of the military aircraft. And at a certain point, that the military kind of started to dominate here. And so the P-51 and then the F-51, yeah. So you can kind of get a sense of how the race went. But it featured Cleveland of all places for a lot of the ending locations, all except for a couple of years when they sort of flew it back toward L.A. from New York to L.A. So. And then in 46, that's when they started having a jet category because it just wasn't fair, obviously. Yeah, some pretty well-known names on here. Some not so much, but yeah. Then after about 1962, they kind of stopped doing it because the planes, you know, like it was 2 hours from L.A. to New York. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I think after the, I want to say it was somewhere in the mid 30s. It might have been 36, where they stopped doing it. They stopped doing it aggregate style and started saying, "Hey, you start. Here's your starting time. You go, and when you get there, you're done." And so they would fly like the winner in. You'll notice the winner in 33. It was all of a sudden bumped up to 11 and a half hours. Well, that's because they just kept going. These two races were start, stop, and get your timer going. This one, I believe, was start, well, that, and they started in New York and went all the way to LA. But those were non-stoppers, or well, they made several stops, but it was a marathon. They just started and they went. All right, here's the sea. Here's the Interstate 10 kind of making its turn back eastbound, and yeah, we're sort of on that track right now, so that's good. And there's a little north-south running airstrip there. What would that one be? That's Jacqueline Cochran Regional. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's take a look at our temps here. Yep, they've climbed up a little bit. That's good. And oil pressures are in good shape here. Okay with that. I think we'll just keep it right about there for now. And I think we'll maybe go back to the left-hand tank for a little bit here just to try to keep things as balanced as we can. The tanks are aligned strangely in this plane too. That's something else I'm still kind of coming to grips with. So you've got a left-hand tank. See if I can find it. Yeah, on one side, and then you've got the right hand and the aux tank. And I actually didn't maybe burn too much off of this just yet, but it's interesting to try to stay balanced. And when you get out of balance, you really can feel it in the plane. I mean, it really wants to lean to one side. We've sort of crept back down under 5,000 feet, but again, I'm just flying the terrain. And if I feel like I might need a little bit to get up and over the top of this, I'm just going to trim back just ever so slightly. It'll cost us a little bit of airspeed, but I don't really want to add any more manifold pressure this time. I'm actually pushing it probably a little harder than I should. Those are temps. Temps have crept up over 80. Let's do this. Let's just pop them open one knob here and see how that goes. For some reason, my cockpit reset view always puts me over here on this right-hand seat, so we'll fly the first officer side for a little bit. Unless those fuel needles are going to bother you, Shuzi, let me know. We'll switch it over. So while I've got a minute here, I'm going to pull up the Metar and TAF at Sky Harbor. It looks like right now, VFR type of day, winds are still 330 at 4. I think we can land in that with that tailwind. It's going to be a crosswind, really, no matter what. So it only slightly favors 25 right or 25 left. But so we'll probably land on 7 left. It's 10 miles, no ceiling, just a beautiful, beautiful day at PHX. Okay. Let me I'm gonna grab this real quick here, guys, because I want to show you. I'm gonna give you a little recap of something here. A couple things I think are really cool. So here is the overall. Here's the overall race, and just to kind of give you a sense of where we're going. So again, San Bernardino, Phoenix, kind of come down here along the border into Texas, up through Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas area, St. Louis, and on up. We'll finish in Cleveland. You can see that some of the routes are fairly long. Like this one here is one of the longer ones, and there's little short hops in there as well. And some of these little short hops down here in the New Mexico, Texas area were due to the fact that they made them change airports that they had initially had planned, again, due to the condition of the runways. And so they had to kind of come up with some different places to land. It adjusted a little bit of the distances there. But the other thing that I found cool about this era, and I read a book about these women called the 99s, and they were really, you know, the Amelia Earhart and Louise Thaden and Blanche Noyes and just Ruth. Oh, geez, there's two Ruths. Gosh, now I can't remember them all, but anyway, they were pretty instrumental in promoting aviation to women, and kind of like a female rights deal, you know, like the right to vote. It was almost like that deal, because for the longest time it was just aviation, and being a pilot was just thought that, yeah, well, it's just a man's job. A woman's not physically capable to do it, or in some cases they would say a woman's not mentally capable of handling the stress and all this and that. And of course, these ladies proved them wrong. Anyway, they, for the longest time, they had their own air race. They weren't even allowed to race against the guys. And so one of the reasons why I chose the Bendix trophy, because there actually were several different air races and air derbies and things like that that took place during this era. But one of the reasons I picked the Bendix one is, well, first of all, there's a lot of information about it, but secondly, you'll notice that it didn't take long before the 1931 was the first year that they let the women compete against the men. And I mean, it only took 5 years before the women were winning it. And so, oh, and hey, look at that. That's the airport we just flew by. How about that? No kidding. I kid you not. Let's go down here and find that Salton Sea. I didn't even make that connection. Look at that. How about that, guys? That's amazing. So anyway, hats off to all the pilots that flew in these types of races, but especially you know, big hats off to the ladies that competed and opened the doors for other females to become pilots. And I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty darn awesome. All right, well, back to what we were doing here. Let me reset my map. There we go. We are shoes is good. Just cross my eyes and make them form one bouncing needle. I like your strategy. Let's check on. How are we doing? Temps are good. Pressures are good. Yep. This is kind of the sweet spot, I think. And then it keeps your oil temps above 60. That's good. That's good. We must be hitting a little bit of turbulence, though, because this is my vertical speed indicator, and it's kind of been bumping a little up and down. You can see now, oh, that must have just been a little weather change, because that was a pretty big adjustment. But we're currently just a little under 4,000 feet. Doing 180, though. Making pretty good time. I can't even say we're lost, but making good time, because I think we know where we are right now. We are just past the Salton Sea and on our way. I believe we've got a good 180 miles yet to go. So That should be just a hair over an hour yet. And I still have a few of you that I haven't lost yet, so appreciate that. This part of the world I know gets hot. Phoenix area. Southern New Mexico, Arizona. Yeah, well, really, not even southern Arizona. Phoenix is kind of right in the middle of it, Arizona, but this is hot country down here. It gets in the mid 90s for me, and this Wyoming boy's melting. I don't like that. Just lurking while you fly some super short VA. Hey, lurkers are... I love lurkers. Brett, have you made a decision yet about the Airbus, the H145 yet? Over there in the world of fuss? I was going to give you some advice. Thinking about, don't think, okay, so that's, actually that was the advice I was going to give you. Do you have, or are you somebody that you use the PMS GTN 750? If you do, I would pick up either the H135 that is made by that same group, or the R44 is also those are both freeware, and they work. They have the PMS GTN 750, which is free, that integrates into that and allows you to use the navigation and comms, the nav and comm radios basically. And with that Airland FS plug-in, it flies really, they both fly really similar to the planes, the helicopters, the next plane. Yeah, I'm a little like, when I flew, or every time I fly that Airbus, I feel like this is a little too easy. Because I'm with you, those X-plane helicopters, man, they make you work. So what I've been trying to do, so that I don't develop a bunch of bad habits, is go back and every time I fly the MSFS one, I jump back into X-plane and get in one of those others, like that 222, man. Hey, Iowa Scotsman. Hello, sir. Great to see you, man. Yeah, now, Fixie, if you, were you using that FS Airland plug-in also? You just crashed the freeware 135. Yeah. With the Airlands, with that FS Airlands plug-in, or Airlands FS, I can't remember which one it is. That's that physics plug-in for helicopters. Those fly very similarly, I thought. It is. It has the integration for that, and so does the R44. And I felt like the R44, because I could make an apples to apples comparison there. I felt like the R44 in Microsoft Flight Sim flew really comparably to the one in X-Plane. But yeah, without it, it was like it was on skates, right? It was like it was brutal. With it, man, it was a wiggly butt. It was all over the place, man. It was a Labrador's butt, man. It was wiggling all over. It was a puppy butt, wiggling all over the place. So I would say, I guess, circling around to my main point is I would say give those freeware ones another try if you've got the PMS. Unless, of course, you don't care about talking to ATC. If you don't care about talking to ATC, then you can fly it without any comms, and just have fun. But I've been impressed with that Airbus 145 up to this point. It's got some systems to it, and it's kind of a different beast, and so it's been kind of fun to mess around with. And the only reason I didn't do that, Fixie, is because when I had it before, it caused some instability in my system. Now the rotate pilot guys, whichever group is making that, I asked them about that, and they said, the later versions of that 750 are really very stable. They really are. And so, maybe it's a non-issue at this point, but all right, changing over to the right side now for a little bit. Here we are at 5,000 feet. And let's see. We should have Blythe coming up here at some point. And the Blythe Airport is just to the north of Interstate 10. So if in fact we are on Interstate 10, which I feel like we are because we've been heading on about a 90-degree-ish heading for some time now. How's my whiskey compass compared to my other compass here? Yeah, we're pretty close. But once I find Blythe, I will feel much more happy about where I'm at here. I believe I see this turn, and I believe I see this mountain, and I believe Blythe should lie on the other side of this mountain here. So there's also a pretty good river that cuts right across this interstate here. You may have heard it's called the Colorado River. So we could see any of those things. Life would be good. What I know you're getting ready to get, Fixie, you're getting ready to get that upgraded to MU2, man. You want that new Mitsubishi. I know you. That's supposed to come out on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. At least I thought that was you that was has been flying that thing. I think Northwest Orient also flies that, and maybe Defective Crayon. You do want it, but you're afraid it's going to be expensive. Yeah. What's the current version running at? Oh, it's not available anymore. Oh. Is that over there on X Aviation? Is that the... It's not something you can buy in the org, is it? In the org store. Yeah. Well, yeah, it might be a little spendy. Those guys have some good aircraft over there, though. All right. Well, so here's the other thing about this plane that I haven't quite got figured out yet, but there is a way to, like, all of these instruments have that iridescent paint, apparently. And obviously it's not going to show up right now, but like there's a way for them to absorb a little bit of light energy, and then they glow for a short time. And I haven't messed around with that. I don't know at that point here today, but maybe towards the end of the light, we might be getting down to some low light conditions. But I don't know if anybody's attempted that in this plane yet or not. What I've mainly used is just the dome lights, and these lights work, you know, somewhat, but it's not a very, again, typical to the era. It does not have great night lighting. Iowa Scotsman's flown that Mitsubishi. Yeah, I love the concept, the high wing twin. It's a lot. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Turbo Commander. But it's the first high wing twin, I think, that I've seen that's sort of officially been committed to X-Plane 12. I'm not sure if either of the Islanders have yet. I'm not sure if the Coronado, the Turbo Commanders, or the, you know, the other commander, the Shrike Commander, has quite yet. So that's cool. That's cool to see that, you know, that developer stepping up, and they kind of have rebranded themselves a little bit, right? They, from what I read, I didn't realize that they were more of like a scenery outfit to begin with, and then they, you know, have with this little airplane of theirs, this little Mitsubishi, now they're toga simulations or something like that. I think that's pretty cool too. Hey, there's a reminder, guys. Spread the word. We're like within, I think we need like 13 people to hit 900. And when we do, it's going to be time for another giveaway. Yeah, that's a cool plane, Iowa Scotsman. It looks, I've got the Turbo Commander. I don't have the Shrike, but that thing can flat out scoot, man. It's a cool plane. I have not been in it for a while, but I did enjoy that. I was actually using it. It was kind of my guinea pig plane for, I was trying to set up all the buttons and stuff on my my Bravo and Alpha, just to see what would work naturally and what wouldn't. And yeah, you have the TC as well. Yeah, they're both fast. I mean, they both get you there in a hurry. Do we have, is this Blythe coming up? I think we found Blythe, you guys. Awesome. So we've got 136 nautical miles from Blythe to Phoenix. Yeah, so we're closing in about 45 minutes to go here on leg 2. And everything so far has really held together pretty well. I'm very happy. Once this thing gets going, it honestly, as long as you're not trying to really push it, it does all right. Iowa Scotsman, how's that PC rebuild? Or how close are you getting, man? Just, oh, you need to get a bunch of, are you kind of at that point where you're just reinstalling scenery and airplanes and stuff like that? Can't wait to see your new setup. Guys, go check out Iowa Scotsman if you haven't already. He's doing a streaming overhaul, doing a makeover, and he flies a lot of the same kind of stuff that I do. So we get along well. Still do a lot of work to be done on. Okay, man. Yeah. It'll be worth it in the end, right? It'll be worth it in the end. That's what you have to keep telling yourself. Because the hard part is you're doing it in between other jobs. And it gets hard. It's hard to convince yourself to work on your PC when you put in a full day doing something else. Speaking of that, I'm getting a little tired. But I'm not going to switch to caffeine because it's 8 o'clock at night, so that would not be good. I might have to go up. Oh, I don't have a way to do that in this plane. No autopilot. If I leave it alone, it'll just slowly list. You can see I've got maybe a little extra fuel on that left-hand side, so it's kind of, maybe not. That might just be partly the wind. I don't know. There's Blythe. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, yeah. I get it, man. I get it. Got some action out off my 3 o'clock here, but I can't. No one's coming this far, so I must not be in too much trouble. Okay, I'm at 4,000, and I need. So I'm going to need a little bit of elevation here after Blythe. I do have some terrain that I'm crossing. There's actually the MSE is 5.5, so I'm gonna just baby trim it here. Just a nice, easy 200-300 foot a minute climb. Ought to be just fine. Shouldn't hurt my airspeed a whole heck of a lot. It should be able to get me up to, you know, I think I need another, yeah, probably need another 1,500. Yeah, hard to tell, actually, now that I look at this. Honestly, I might be all right. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing anything on the interstate itself that's over 1,800. So, you know what? I'm going to stay right here. Let's just keep our airspeed up, keep it going. I feel like I'm adding to that haze over there with my oil leaking out. I will, by the way. I'll have to pay attention to that, because from a little bit of testing that I've done, and I have been able to do many longer flights, but like there's a bit of a limit on how far you can fly without adding oil, and I don't know how much over 2 hours really you can do in this plane. Hey, Hawker's here, man. Does leaning the mixture bring up the cylinder head temps? I don't think, Edmund, I don't think that the leaning does anything. So I don't think it has any effect. I'm gonna go ahead and gosh, I'm half afraid to do anything with the leaning. Let's bring it back a little bit. Let's see if it does anything to anything here. You know, yeah, it's not even nudging the manifold pressure at all. RPMs are the same. We'll keep an eye on it. So I've leaned it about, about a fourth of the way. We'll keep an eye on it and see. But it seems to me, Edmund, that was one of the bugs that the developer acknowledged as not really working correctly just yet. And of course, I better make sure that I don't. Yeah, I got to keep an eye. Anytime you mess with anything, right? You got to go back to the oil temperatures and just make sure nothing happens there. In theory, yes, it should, right? It should. And yeah, and friend all just jumped in there. Yeah, it raises the EGTs. Yeah. So, but again, with this add-on being in the early developmental phase, basically, right? I don't know that that's something that's yet that's been modeled. Yep. So this is sort of what I have right now, Brendel. I've got the cowl flaps about half open, and I did that pretty early on in the flight, and that's about where the cylinder head temps were, and that's kind of where they are right now. So I would have to dig back in and just double check on that, but I'm currently just happy that nothing's caught on fire quite yet. By the way, friend all, welcome, buddy. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. See, we've maybe picked up a few new people here. Lurkers are welcome. You can, we got a seat for you back here. Just hang tight. You can take a look at the United Airlines magazine that we provided for you. There's a Popular Science up there in the front. If you ask your flight attendant, she might be able to help you out. But on our way to Phoenix, we are recreating the first two legs of the 1931 Bendix Air Race. And planning on flying all 16 legs over the next several months. Don't really have an end date per se, although it makes sense. Speaking of oil temperatures and all that stuff, it makes sense to try to finish it before it got too cold up Cleveland way, because then we might really be wrestling with those oil temps. I guess if we only flew this thing once a month, let's say we flew 2 legs per month, 7 months from now is going to be a little different weather than we have right now. Yep. Yeah, so that's the kicker. We kind of talked about that when we first got started, Brenda, all this thing, and you may be familiar with this plane, but one of the first things you have to do is set it up with the correct oil. And so we've got the SAE 30 in there because the temperature when we departed was 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So we've been in that temperature range so far, and it's worked really, really well for us. Where I find it gets challenging is when you are on the ground, and like for example in Alaska, this happened to us a few times. Like we'd be on the ground and it would be it'd be whatever 60 on the ground, and then you get up flying and then it'd get down to like 10 below, or it'd be 40 on the ground and get to 20 below, and so you're like in between viscosity and they're like, I didn't really find a great answer for that. What I think I ended up having the best success with is trying to put in the oil that would work best at cruise, and then just doing what I could to keep everything cool on the ground until I could get up in the air and then cool everything down to where it worked properly. But yeah, if you go back and take a look at some of my Volanta stats, you'll see a lot of short flights out of Talkeetna. Just put some skis on the Tundra tire. That's a great idea, Edmund. Edmund, did you see the new helicopter I grabbed, by the way? Did you see that Airbus, that 145? I almost feel guilty. I feel like I'm cheating when I fly that thing. That thing's so stable. That auto trim is nice. The little autopilot that you have, even I don't exactly know how it works yet. I'm just kind of learning about it, but man, nice and stable platform and really enjoyable to fly. I was telling Good Fixins though, I always go back and fly at least one flight in the X-plane helicopters just so I don't get too overconfident. I don't know if I don't know if the Microsoft physics are overly stable for the helicopter, or if X-planes are overly sensitive. I don't know enough yet, but oh, you made some pedals so you can crash lighter. Nice. I love it. What I do know about the Microsoft Flight Sim, I was able to, excuse me, I was able to download the freeware R44, and I flew it with that FS Airland physics package, and it flew very, very similarly to the X-Plane R44. Really squirrely and all over the place. Like I told Fixie, man, it was like wiggly as a puppy's butt, man. I mean, it was all over the place. And so I feel like the overall physics are pretty close. But so when I get into this Airbus, and it just flies so nicely, and you can hover it, and you can hover taxi, and I mean, it's like, gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it makes you feel almost like, oh, this is something's not right here. Like it shouldn't be this easy, or should it? I don't know. I don't know. But I've enjoyed it. I've flown it now probably 5 or 6 times, and it's got a really nice stable feel to it, I guess. And so I don't know. Like I say, I really wanted one, and I was very happy with how the freeware R44 and the freeware H135. I was really happy with how they flew, but I didn't have the ability to talk to ATC because I didn't have that PMS GTN 750, and there was a workaround that would allow the TDS 750 to work with those planes, but it was a little bit more than I like. It involved jumping into the developer deal and changing some lines of code in the plane, and I was a little nervous about that. So when I saw this Airbus, this 145, and it integrated the TDS automatically with it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bite the bullet and check it out. Especially I watched Conti fly it, and I just kind of paid attention to how it handled, and yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I wonder. So, friend, all you make a very good point too. It does depend on the helicopter. Some of those ones that don't have that auto trim and the advanced stabilization, the pilot assist. Yeah. Yes, for sure. So, what you're telling me is don't feel quite so guilty. The thing is, I go back into X-Plane, and then I'm all over the place. I'm like a wild bull, man. I'm just all over the place. That's okay. I enjoyed it anyway, but I'm curious, and I don't know what they're planning on integrating, but System Update 10 is supposed to be a very good update for helicopter pilots, and I'm interested in kind of what that means to the overall physics of a plane, of a helicopter like that 145. We will see. But for the time being, me being as new as I am to helicopters, and like, I'm fine with it being stable and somewhat easier to fly, and I mean, it's still a helicopter, so it's not like it's on skates. It's not on rails. I mean, you have to work, and all that time we spend in those ones in X-Plane, I think they do pay off because you develop, some muscle memory that helps you out. But it definitely is an easier helicopter to fly than anything I've flown in X-Plane. You've noticed changes in stability of flight with each release. So, friend to all, would you say that the changes are becoming more realistic or less realistic then, in terms of helicopters? I mean, I'm very new to helicopter flying, so I have no idea really of how it's gone. Where are we at here, guys? Alright. Just past the town of a quartz site. this road here is leading. This is the town of Brenda, and it's leading kind of up, yeah, up north towards the Harkahal Mountains. Up there, cool. We're gonna stay on this. Stay on Interstate 10. But we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Thanks for staying with me. I appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's, you know, it's, if you do it right, it's meant to be kind of boring. And so far, no smoke, no fire. No, wait, how does the Baron pilot ladies, no oil, no smoke. For me, I tell you what, when I put this flight together, I actually held on to it for a while for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was still like leery about flying this plane on stream just because of what a flaming disaster it could be. But number two, I was a little worried about, you know, like we've been going now 2.5 hours with no traffic, no ATC, just me yammering away. But I've kind of enjoyed the quiet, I'll be honest with you, and I've really enjoyed the company. Like it's like sitting around the fire pit, swapping aviation stories and catching up on life. It's been awesome, guys. I appreciate it. It's been just exactly what I've needed. So thank you. All right, so again, as I look at the cylinder head temps, they really just haven't even budged a bit. So I don't think the leaning is simulated quite yet. I'm very happy with where the oil temperatures have stayed. That's awesome. I think we're doing good. I don't think we're going to touch anything. We're just going to keep it going here. I was trying to descend a little bit, by the way, because we're up here at 4,500, and wouldn't mind being down 1,000 feet or so. We're going to be pattern altitude at Phoenix is 2,100, but again, we're gonna come straight in runway 7 left. So we're gonna try to configure a little early and come straight in instead of jumping into a pattern and coming around landing westbound, because it's a crosswind. I'm just kind of continually updating. Well, and now, now the winds are definitely favoring runway 7. And how about this? How about this for a change? We are now, winds are 070 at 23 to 28 knots. And you know what else? I cannot confirm, but do I have real-time real weather? I don't. Ah, there we go. Say it should be a little bit darker out. Okay, so that's going to affect things just a little bit. Aha, okay, I can't wait to see those, Edmund. I've got a brother-in-law that is he's an engine guy. He actually has he builds engines for sprint cars, and so he's got like a ton of fabricating machines, and I'm trying to talk him into he's a pilot also. My dogs say hi, by the way. I'm trying to talk him into fabricating me a cyclic and a collective for my sim. So far, no luck. I'm gonna go grab that. I think I might be able to take a look at it here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, hey, look at that. Look at those torque pedals, man. Yeah. That'll do the trick, buddy. Very nice. Oh, look at that sucker, too. That's a great idea, man. That's a nice little setup, Edmund. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, I expect you to be able to put that son of a gun down on every little tiny helipad that Downwind Sim can throw at you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, getting down a little closer here. Have we passed the Colorado River yet? I think we must have. Yeah, we did. We passed it because it came after that split. Now that bark was my dog barking at me because I'm downstairs and he's upstairs, and he's mad about that. Good fixins can relate. We are trained by our animals. 4 lines of code. Huh. That's pretty awesome. I've got a lot of admiration for you guys that can do that stuff. Not, I could probably build the stuff out of wood, but I wouldn't know how to connect the circuit board and do the coding. That's really awesome. I feel like I could. I don't know. I feel like there's a way. Like I don't know. I don't know how I would do it. The way my desk is set up, it's backwards. I have to have the cyclic in my left hand, the collective in my right. Now that's what I know. I've learned it backwards. So if I were to build something custom, I don't know how I would do it. But anyway. Yeah, first world problems. Oh boy, my oil temperatures are spiking, guys. All right, I've got to do this, and I got to. Well, this may start to get interesting. Look at my oil temps; they are climbing rapidly, and I'm gonna go to full-on open mode here. I'm gonna open it up. Turn to burn. What's going on? Yeah, the cylinder heads still have kind of stayed where they're at. I mean, number 1 and number 3 have been right about 300, and then the overall, yeah, nothing much is happening. But oil temps are getting up there. I have to keep below 160, guys. So I'm still not in danger level just yet. But whenever they get on the right-hand side of 100, I do get worried. I am still, well, I'm running about a quarter lean, not too much yet. I'm down below 3,000. I'm getting down below, not quite. I guess I'm at 4,000. I really don't need to have them leaned out at this point. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go back to full rich. Again, I don't know that that's doing anything, but it might be. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull back on the RPMs here. I'm going to run them. I should be at about 2,000, and I was creeping up to about 2,200, so that should help. That does have an effect on oil temperatures. All right, we're doing good. Gunnerburn, great to see you. Happy Tuesday, buddy. I don't have anything to toast you with. I'm out. I had some pomegranate raspberry lemonade or something there, so, but a hearty Nordic welcome anyway there, my friend. Good to see you. We're on our way to Phoenix. It's the Boeing 247d. It is the Bendix Air Races of 1931. We've just done the first 2 legs, basically. I'm losing some manifold pressure here. I gotta get that back up. I don't want to get too crazy here. All right, there's 3,500. Boy, we're really diving down now for some reason. Let's get leveled off. Yeah, I did that weather change too, so hopefully, you know, geez, I'm sure it affected the temperature a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Nice sunset behind us, though, huh? Not the most scenic location right here, but as we get closer to Phoenix, that'll be pretty nice. All right. Let's try and trim it out now. We're close to 3,500. That should be enough. Oil temps appear to maybe be peaked out, so hopefully they'll cool. I do have the shutters wide open. But like I mentioned at the beginning, I have a hard time getting things cooled off. I feel like I've been better warming things up. But man, that happened in a hurry. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, 247d. Yep. DC-9 would be a cool plane to have, though, wouldn't it? Turn and burn. Now, we're within about 50 miles here. Sure be nice to make it. You know, the other thing that might be happening here as well, though, is I might be getting low on engine oil. Like I mentioned, I don't know how much past 2 hours, or even if you can get much, you know, I don't even know if you can get 2 hours out of this. I haven't ever flown it this long without it dying on me, so we may be learning the limits of this thing. This has been a yeah, pretty good leg here, so some drama coming in. Finally, you guys get some excitement here. I just got done talking about how it's been nice and boring. I jinxed myself. What was I thinking? I'm like that guy that goes up to the pitcher in the 7th inning and says, "Hey, you know you got a no-hitter going, right?" Yeah, that's me. Am I losing an engine? No, I'm not. But Dixie, I don't know if you've been here or not, but look at my oil temps. They're climbing, buddy. They're climbing. So I'm backing off a little bit on manifold pressure. I'm backing off on RPMs. I've descended 3,500. I'm just trying to nurse it into Phoenix here. And I've got my oil shutters wide open, baby. Wide open. So, yes. Brett can appreciate where I'm at right now. He's been there himself a time or two. But we're so close. We're so close. Could fix. Look at that moon. Look at that moon. Holy cow, you guys. Look at that moon. Wow. Sunset's nice and all, but look at that moon. Oh, wow. Very nice. Can't really think of anything else that I would want to turn off that would be affecting the oil temps at this point in time. We're good. I think we're just going to have to roll with it. she's been good to us so far. We can't be that much further out. I wish there was there. I see this hill here, and the Bighorn Mountain Wilderness Area, I think, is what this is. If that's the case, then we're only about 30 miles out. So we've got a shot, you guys. We've got a fighting shot at this. Do I see a little bit of maybe city lights up there? We've got quite a haze layer. Wow. The winds have picked up. 070 at 23, gusting 28. So we're definitely making a straight in approach. That'll be good. And it does show green dots all over the place. 10 statute miles of visibility. Nothing, nothing below 1,200. But I see a distinct layer of haze. So hopefully that won't keep us from getting where we need to get. They have wildfires going down here? I don't even know. It may very well. All right, let's go back to the... let's go to the ox tank here. We haven't burned off the ox for a little while. The beauty part of this is we're heading to an international airport, so it should be fairly easy to find. We will have... there are 3 airports that we'll see on the way in. One of them is Luke Air Force Base, one of them is Goodyear Municipal, and one of them is Glendale. So turn and burn, good call. Yeah, and the nice thing here is I have Interstate 10 all the way in, so if I have an issue I can put it down on the ground here. All kinds of weird, like, what are those, like stoplights or something? Or just road signs. I don't even know what those are. But good call, man. We're doing okay. They kind of made the jump, and now they've held where they're at, and that's we're in range. I mean, we're below 160, which is what they require. So we're fine. In our pressures have stayed up above 60, which is also very good. That's the important part there. Okay, we may see this might be Luke Air Force Base coming up here potentially. And I'm just I'm going to descend to the point where I can see my interstate. Oil temps are pretty unreliable. As long as the pressures are good, I should be good. Yeah. Fingers crossed, Brett. It'll be interesting to get on the ground and see where we're at in terms of oil amounts. I really didn't... it didn't take that much off that first leg. That little 60-mile leg didn't take a whole lot off, but I know that that's one of the things I've read is it does use oil. Ligurian Air, thank you for the follow. We are one follower closer to our $25 gift card giveaway, you guys. Almost, we might be like a baker's dozen away. Oh, there's Roberto. Hey, Fly Lilo. Roberto, welcome. Hola. And you guys, holy moly, we've got a celebrity here. That's awesome. And Ligurian Air, I think you're also a part of this group. Guys, go check out Roberto Fly Lilo. He's got a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel that are, I wish I had a link, guys. I'm just going to give you a shout out. Really an awesome streamer and a very, very unique channel. You will really enjoy it. Go over, check him out, give him a follow. They're a virtual airline, yeah, but they're I promise you, it is a virtual airline like none other. And welcome, you guys. I am so honored to have you in the chat, and really happy to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. But anyway, we're flying to Phoenix Sky Harbor. Well, hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. There it is, Fixie. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fixie. I promise you guys, go over there, give him a follow right now. You will not be disappointed. I will not spoil the surprise, but it is a fantastic, entertaining stream, and it is unique, and there's nothing else like it on Twitch. Yeah, nothing else like it, at least on Twitch, in terms of aviation. So, but anyway, we're trying to make it into Phoenix Sky Harbor, and I think we've just about run our airplane out of oil here, guys. We're flying the Boeing 247d. She's been really good to us up to this point, but you can see a little bit of oil coming out as we go, and we're flying into some haze, I think some smog from the city here. I don't exactly know, but we're trying to keep our eye on this interstate here because that's leading us home. And I'm descending down here because I think we're getting within range of this airport. If this is one of the airfields, this is yeah, we're only about 15 miles out. So yeah, Roberto, this is definitely a fun one, and I do like vintage airplanes, and this is a little series we do. It's called Historic Flights, and this is we're trying to recreate the 1931 Bendix air race, and we flew two legs this evening. We flew from Burbank to San Bernardino, and then we are trying to fly San Bernardino to Phoenix, and then we're going to keep going. It was the air races that went from basically from Los Angeles to Cleveland back in 1931. So we're doing it without any kind of radio-based navigation, no autopilot, obviously no GPS. We don't have ATC. We're completely offline. We're not talking to anybody, and we're having an absolute blast right now. I did get lost on the first leg, which wasn't even 60 miles long, and I landed at the wrong runway or the wrong airport. So that was a little bit of a setback. That's not an airport, guys. I don't know what that is, but that's not an airport. So maybe we have a little bit further to go than I thought, but this has been a lot of fun. We're going to do this over the next several months. There's 16 total legs of this air race. The time to beat is 9 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. It was Jimmy Doolittle, who's a famous American aviator, World War II aviator, that won this 1931 air race. I was close, Edmund. That's right. I was only about 5 miles off. Yes, so if you check out, you're now following me. So my VODs are saved, and then I also put them on. I've got a YouTube channel. If you search for Melvin Leroy on YouTube, you'll find I archive all my videos over there as well. Okay, we've got an airport over here, guys. So this is I'm thinking Goodyear Municipal. And so, sweet. Yeah, we're almost there, you guys. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. Yeah. Appreciate you stopping by, and hopefully we'll see you again. I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays about this time, and so stop by anytime. You're welcome, more than welcome. We have a great group of guys that hang out in the chat. That's really the best part of my channel. My aviation skills are pretty mediocre at best. But the guys that are here in the chat, Edmund and Good Fixins and Rob Valkyrie and Steve PHL, all those guys you've probably seen in here. There's a ton of them that are they're good people. Turn and Burn gets in here, and yeah, we have a lot of great dudes in here. They're the reason why my channel is as fun as it is. So yeah, man. Jimmy Doolittle, boy, what a legend. What a legend. Okay, we're almost at pattern altitude, you guys, and so now we're just kind of looking to I think I've kind of fallen off my, I'm a little nervous here that I've fallen off my interstate. Nope, we're still here. This is us. It should go up, yep, and turn right there, and that should lead us right to the airport. It's going to be a gusty one, you guys, so let's buckle those seat belts up nice and tight. We've got winds of 23 knots, and we're gusting to 27, I think, is what was last reported. What's it saying now? Yep, 23, gusting 28. In Italy, it's 4:50 in the morning. Oh my goodness gracious! I absolutely love flying in Italy. Those Italian Alps are fantastic. There's this little field that I'm sure you're familiar with called Locker Airfield. Just really enjoy flying up in that part of the world. So, holy cow! Thanks for getting up early or staying up late, Roberto. Muy buenos noches. I don't know a whole lot of that's probably not even Italian. That's my friend Al South MIA who's been trying to teach me Spanish. All right, around the corner we go, and I would really love to see some lights here from our big international airport. It would make me feel a lot more like I'm going where I should be going. All right, let's do this. We got to turn on the Gemma. No, we got to turn on the Roberto Fly Lilo Go Around Cam. He is the official sponsor now of the Go Around Cam. So Roberto's Go Around Cam is now activated, and hi guys. So we're gonna show you how not to do it here. Oil temperatures are hanging tough. Pressures are doing okay. I'm not totally unhappy with what I'm seeing over here. That's the key stat. I'm awfully quick right now, so I'm gonna try to get my speed down around 80 here if I can. I'm just gonna start to pull back on the manifold pressure. I think I'm heading right to the airport, guys. I just need to find it. I just need the lights to appear. We can't be too far away. Here comes some more haze, of course. Speed's coming back. I'm going to go ahead and go RPMs full forward here. Mixtures full forward. Remember, I can't turn the landing lights on until I have the gear down, so we're going to hold off on landing lights. Trim a little bit here. I'm at 2,500, so my altitude's good. My speed's coming down nicely. Whoa, I over-trimmed. Over-trimmed. Take a little bit of manifold pressure out again. This interstate runs just north of the airport, so I'm expecting the airport to be off to the right just slightly here. But I'll be honest with you, I kind of feel like I should have it in sight already. X-Plane, nope. This is Microsoft Flight Sim, and it's Edmund saying it's on badweather.com. Oh, great. I do have real weather turned on, so Roberto, yeah, I'm within 5 minutes of landing here. I should Like it should just be up here on our 12 o'clock here, no more than about 5 miles out. But if you need to get to bed, dude, I get it, man. It's 4:45. And if you're tired, brother, I understand. All right, what do we have here? Blue lights that look like it's not my airport. I have one more airport that comes up. Yeah, this is Goodyear. Well, maybe that was, I thought Goodyear Municipal was what we just saw a little bit ago. That could potentially be Goodyear Municipal. Get my camera view here set up. So that could be another one. That's not Phoenix Sky Harbor though, because it doesn't have enough runways. So, and the runways of Phoenix Sky Harbor are all situated in an east-west configuration. So, all right. Do I see this little bend in the road here? This is the Phoenix TAC show. What does it show? It doesn't really show that. Doesn't really show that interstate very well. All right. I know we're there. We just need to keep going. Just need to stay on this little interstate. I don't see any of my sectionals showing this little bend in the road, but I know we're heading in the right direction. Okay, my speed's better now. Oil temperatures are okay. You know, just out of curiosity, did anything ever happen with my cylinder head temps? And they cooled off a little bit when I went full rich. So maybe that does, Edmund, or a friend all, maybe that does affect it more than I think. Oh, you like this kind of stuff, Roberto? Me too. I flew a World War II era mail route up in Canada in the DC-3. Was that a couple years ago? And that was really fun. I flew that thing from St. John's on the East Coast all the way out to Vancouver. It took me almost a whole year to fly all the different routes, but that was so much fun. So much fun. Hey, so I just told Roberto, oh, never mind, I've got Sky Harbor in sight. I just told Roberto that I was a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday guy, and sure enough, I forgot. This week, I'm adjusting my schedule just a little bit. I'm gonna stream again tomorrow night because the Virtual USA Flying Club has an event going on. So, no stream Thursday, but we will be live tomorrow night. We're teaming up with the Boston Virtual ARTCC. We're doing the Syracuse fly-in, so hopefully you can join us. There's details over there on the Virtual USA Flying Club Discord if you're interested, and if you're not a part of that, let me know when we get on the ground. I'll send you that invite link. Okay, we found it, you guys, and our temps are holding pretty well. Speed's looking good, altitude's looking good. We're just going to kind of hold it right here. We'll drop the gear, we'll turn the landing lights on, and I don't really have a preference. Runway 8 is this one on the north side, and the 7 left and 7 right on that bottom side here. What would get us closer to got little bugs flying around bugging me here. We'll take runway 8. We'll just take this near runway here. It's the longest one, 11,000 feet. Hopefully we won't need it. Hey, yeah, we'd love to have you, man. We would love to have you. Does Fixie, do you mind? I'm kind of on short final here. Do you mind sharing the link to that Virtual USA Flying Club? It's a general aviation flying club, by the way, and don't let the fact that it has the word USA in it mean that we'd limit it to just people from the U.S. We like anybody and everybody. We have several people that fly from other countries with us. we like to promote general aviation on VATSIM, and so yeah, Pixie's got that Discord link. If you're interested, check it out, and it's no obligation. It doesn't cost anything. It's just all you have to do is have a VATSIM ID, and we'll take care of the rest for it. We'll get you involved and set up, and you can join us on any one of our flights. We generally average about three to four flights per month, and there you'll get access to all that, as well as a really strong general aviation community. Super supportive and positive place. Our founder Mike Sinante has just done a bang up job of just building an incredible little community. Super proud to be a part of it. Oh, we're gonna make it, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys were able to fly along tonight. Hopefully we can pull this off and we don't blow a piston here on short final. Hey, Gordugo, thanks for the follow. Guys, I think we're less than 10 followers from 900. That's awesome. I can't wait. We're going to get to 900. I'm going to do a $25 gift card giveaway, and I'll share those details with you when we get there, but we're so close. That number absolutely blows me away, though. I can't believe it. That's so cool. Thank you guys so much. All right. I'm going to put gear down here. We're going to try to get stabilized. And it's their unknown winds. The winds right now are actually 070 at 23, gusting 28 turn and burn. So we're going to have it's going to be quite the rodeo coming in here. All right, those are on. We're going to put the landing lights on now. And, whew, yeah, here we go, boys and girls. I can sort of feel it already. There's our airspeed down to about 80, which is good. That's kind of where I like it. I'm trying to hold it here at 2.5 if I can. The pappies are showing that I'm low. So let's just try to stay level if we can. Yeah, there's some places, I tell you what, Roberto, that it was flat out nasty. It was really quite nice where I lived. I live in Wyoming, and we had a beautiful day. It was kind of low 90s and light winds, clear skies. It was really nice today. All right, 2,500, just about trimmed out here. Just use the electric trim. We're going to hang a right when we get on the ground. We'll say our thank yous and take a look at the engine and see how much oil we have left. This will be important to us if we're planning future legs. There's some other legs that are at least this long, so we're going to have to know, you know, if we're able to do anything any longer than this, or if we have to figure out a way, you know, maybe to make some intermediate stops. Kind of like we did today, an unplanned intermediate stop. I love the sounds, Roberto, of this plane. They're so amazing. Hopefully you can hear them okay and hear me as well. But yeah, really well done, sound pack. Okay, I need a little bit more manifold pressure here, please. Again, I'm looking to approach here at 80, which I'm a little bit quick, but that's okay. And then I'm looking for a ref speed of 65. All right, I'm seeing some white on the pappies. I'm going to let myself start to descend here. The winds are strong, but at least they're coming right down the runway. I guess that's a plus. Gears down. The rumbling you hear is my gear shaking about. Can't see my gear handle in the dark here, but confirm down on my Bravo. Airspeed looks good. I was 2 and 2. Dating games Poppy is what we're looking for. And I'm getting slid off a little bit of a crosser from left to right here. Oil temps are hanging in there, pressures are hanging in there. We're doing okay. I think we're gonna make it. If we lost both engines at this point in time, we'd still make the field here. So getting kind of low. Add some power back in here. We can. There we go. All right. That's better. A little overcorrection there, but that's okay. We want to make sure we're going to make the runway here. Bear with me in the chat. I can kind of see messages going there, guys. I promise I'll be with you. Oh, boy. We lost number one. We lost number one. Oh, boy. We actually did lose an engine. No, sorry. We lost number 2. All right. I should feather that sucker. Gosh dang it. Terrible time for that to happen. All right. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Where you at, runway? Come on, baby. Come on, get back over there. Well, I have no idea what just happened there, but we obviously have had a major malfunction. Okay, I gotta get over here. Still making good power on number 1, though. So we got lots of room. Number 2 is getting feathered here. Peeking up over my phone book here to see the runway. Pretty much, oh boy, the wind is absolutely killing me here, guys. We may not make the runway. We may just have to set it down in the grass. Come on, girl. You can do it. Nope, it's not going to let me. It is not going to let me. We're just going to try to be as stable as we can as we hit the ground here. And I actually think we're on the ground. Yeah, we're in the grass. Oh, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Oh, well. Whoa, boy, that was, that got a little interesting there. Fortunately for us, all this infield is paved, so if we actually were in the grass, we might be in trouble. That was really interesting, though, that it was wanting to yaw so badly to the left. I would have thought it would want to pull back. I don't know. I was really fighting it with the rudder too. So that was weird. That was weird. All right. Well, geez. I didn't notice anything crazy happen. We just lost oil pressure, and the engine ended up quitting on us. So the only thing I can think of is maybe we ran out of oil. I don't know. We're going to bring it in here, though, and find a place with a little bit of light to park. And park next to these big heavies. Well, it became a genuine Boeing 247 flight right there. It's not a 247 flight if you don't have some kind of an engine issue, and we certainly did. All right, well, before we do any damage to the other engine, let's go ahead and shut it off. We will do a quick shut off of everything here, and then we'll check and see exactly what went wrong. And maybe we won't know, because it might, there's a limited engine report that it gives us here. And let's go see what it says here. I'm curious. All right, so, oh, it's hard to read. Let's see. We'll back up here to the fuel. Oh, look at that. I was totally out of oil. That's exactly what happened, guys, is I've ran it completely out of oil. So that presents an interesting dilemma, guys, because that leg right there from Santa Barbara to Sky Harbor was 264 miles. I would say that that's right at the edge of the limit of what we can do with engine oil. So if we've got a, Roberto, it comes with, you can either do it with or without, and I like to have it with. I like to have those failures turned on. It's just that much. It's more enjoyable. But so I think if we had a little bit of a tailwind, we might have made it. But I think we fought a headwind pretty much the whole way. As I look at, well, maybe not Blythe. It was coming 190. But the closer we got to Phoenix, Sky Harbor, the more that wind got in our face. I guess what we need to do is consider maybe on a future long leg, maybe making another intermediate stop, even though it's not planned. Oh, what's the time? 9:16. What do you think? Were we on the ground a couple minutes ago? About 9. I'm gonna say about 9:12. So that was that was just a little under 2 hours for that leg. It was 7:21 when we took off, and 9:12 when we landed. I'm gonna have to really think about that for future legs, but yeah, an air oil change, air Quaker State. Yeah, and it won't let you do that. It will not let you mess with the weight and balance while you're in the air, which is kind of cool. Let's go to the end here, and it may, I don't know if it'll show, yeah, right engine malfunction. Please restart the flight to have it repaired. So, yeah, I think, so right there, Roberto, is where you can set, what you want here. And I would, if you ever get this plane, I would suggest turning them all on, because it's so frustrating. It's fun. Oh, doggone it. I still love you. You are a cranky old girl, but I still love you. All right, well, we're 2 legs in to the Bendix 1931 air race, and that was a lot of fun, no doubt about it. Let me do some thank yous, and we'll kind of close up. Shop for the night.
Thanks for watching my papa.
Big thank yous to Gordrugo, Roberto Flylilo, and Ligurian Air for the follows. So honored to have you guys along, and happy that you connected with us. Also a big thank you to my usual crew coming in, hanging out, turn and burn, good fixins, friend all, Edmund Stoner, Hawker 125. We also had some guys here earlier. I'm going to try to make sure I don't leave anybody out here. I know Steve PHL was here. I know, let's see, pretty sure Panagon was here as well. Probably going to miss some of you, but anyway, you guys know I love you. But yeah, that was slightly challenging there. No doubt about that. Roberto, nice recovery. Thank you so much. And friend, yes, always surprised at the weather veining into the wind. Yeah, so the wind was pretty much right down the runway though. So it was a little bit of a left to right wind. So it's not surprising, I guess, that it was trying to move me. I mean, you look at this plane, right, and it's just one big sail. This wing span is huge, and it glides so well. But good fixins. Oh man, a tier 1 gift description to Roberto. Thank you so much, Fixie, for doing that, dude. That's awesome. You're amazing. Iowa Scotsman, you have a good night yourself there, my friend. And a friend off. It was actually probably wasn't too bad in terms of the landing rate. Let's take a look. What's it say here? Oh, that's San Bernardino. Did it not get my last flight here? I don't know if it did or not. Sometimes it's weird like that. Oh, geez. Oh, Phoenix. There we go. What is it? What did I register here? Oh, 96 at 40 knots. Oh my goodness, that was so. And it only says the wind was 050 at 13, so it could have been changing too. But yeah, that one's not going to go down. Yep, there it was. Trying like heck to keep it on, and then I just, at this point in time, I just had no chance. No chance. Oh, but that's where I touched down. Yeah, I was definitely off though. You can see I was in the middle there. That's okay. That is okay. I will take that. That was a bit of an emergency situation. Let's see, Edmund Stern. That was the way Doolittle did it, lighting in the grass. That's true. I was trying to emulate him. And Roberto said, "Nice recovery. Thanks, man. Thank you so much." Pixie was talking about that. Yeah, I don't know that there's any way to monitor how much engine oil you have, but maybe what I need to do, Brad, is just maybe running it at 32 inches of manifold was just too much. Maybe I need to run it at 28 or something on the next time we have these long flights. Just go like super economy. I don't even know, but anyway, all right, you guys, you are definitely awesome and amazing, and let's go spread the love here. I know it's late, so if you can't stay, totally understand, but there's some other streamers out there that are doing some fun stuff. And let's see who's doing. Oh, I was wanting to. Yeah, let's. Oh man, we've got a lot of choices here. Our friend Mustafa is doing a really cool Latin America tour in the Mad Dog. Let's go take a look at what he's up to and say hello to him. And I will meet you over there, guys. I am flying again, as a reminder, tomorrow night instead of Thursday with the Virtue USA Flying Club. Then I'm off Thursday. Then I'm back on Saturday. We will resume the Bravo tour. We'll be going Newark to Miami, so hopefully you can join me for either of those. And until then, guys, have a fantastic rest of your evening. We'll see you tomorrow at Syracuse. Actually, we'll see you over at Mustafa's channel here in just a second. Take care, everybody. God bless.